Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be trying out more drugstore makeup. Yes, I have been bitten by the drugstore makeup bug lately. I have just seen all of these brands coming out with new things and I'm so curious to find the best stuff and what's actually good out there. So that's what we're going to do today. Most of this stuff are new launches. I have a few things that are not new that I just picked up that I haven't tried, but most of it is new. So we have the new Revlon foundation, the new Makeup Revolution concealer, new Milani brow product, new Milani mascara, and some other things too. So I'm so excited to get into this. If you're new here, my name is Blair. I do all kinds of beauty and makeup content here on YouTube every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I hope you'll subscribe and let's go ahead and get into the makeup. All right, we are gonna use a primer today and it's new to me. It's not a brand new product, but several of you told me I needed to try this primer from Wet n Wild. So this is the Impossible primer. And basically this claims to do everything. It says it mattifies, it hydrates, blurs pores, and preps skin for makeup. So essentially, it's saying that it does everything. We are trying a new foundation, so it's definitely a little bit risky to do or to use a new primer, but I have it, and since we're doing a drugstore video, I just really want to try it. So let's test this out. Okay, so it's a clear primer, and it says the one silicone-free primer that does it all. So let's try this out. So I applied it and it feels very smooth feeling, but not like that silicone feeling. I know you know what I mean if you've used primers that are really silicone heavy. This one feels smooth, but not to that degree, and it does feel pretty hydrating. So we will see, fingers crossed, that it works well with the other new products that we're going to be trying. I think I want to go ahead and do this from Milani. I don't know if I could wait and do this later on in the makeup. Usually when I use a wax like this, I like to do that first because sometimes just when you have foundation and other things on your face, if you go through your brows with some type of brow product, sometimes it'll kind of pick up weird and get like little splotches kind of on your skin. It's not that cute. So let's go ahead and use this. So it looks like this, and this is the Stay Put Liquid Brow Wax, Long Wear Brow Lock and Hold. So I'm wondering how this will compare to like Refi Brow Sculpt or the Patrick Ta Lamination Gel. So it's very small, which I actually like, and you get just a really normal looking wand. Looks like it's a little bit white, kind of like a translucent white. Okay, so it's brushing through really easily. So that definitely did fluff them up, which is what I love. I want to look up close in a mirror to see if you can see any like white residue, but definitely did a good job brushing them up. Sometimes products like this, oh no, actually, okay, there is actually no residue in the brows. Sometimes with products like Refi Brow Sculpt that have that like white milky color to them, you can kind of see it in your brows, but I can't see anything with this one, and they're in a very nice fluffy position. So we'll see if it stays put, because that'll be the true test. But let's go ahead and do the other eye. Definitely feels like a very thin formula, like a thin wax. Much more thin than like the e.l.f. Brow Lift or products like that. This one feels very lightweight compared to that one or that type of product. I just hope my brows stay this way, but so far so good on this. Let me know if you've tried this. I actually haven't seen anyone review this, so I don't know what the reviews are saying about it, but so far it looks pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna apply a little bit of Corrector. This one is one that I've had, but I can't remember if I've used it in a video, but it's the Flower Beauty Color Corrector. So it looks like this. This is the shade Light Peach. I think it comes in 3 shades, light, medium, and dark. And I've used this, but I just can't remember if it's been in a video. So I don't know how I feel about this, to be honest. But I want to use it again since it is Drugstore and we're doing a full face of Drugstore products. So I'm just going to tap some of this under my eyes. And a lot of times for me, it's more about the color of a corrector, not necessarily the corrector itself, but it has to be like the right color for you. So it looks pretty good today. It looks better than I remember the last time I used it, but we'll see when I put concealer over the top. It's a little bit, I would say it's not quite as opaque as like the Pixie color corrector, but it's not bad. Looks pretty good. Okay, this is probably what I've been most excited to try, the Revlon Illuminance Skin Caring Foundation. So this I, again, ordered from Ulta. I haven't seen it in store anywhere yet. I'm very excited to try this. I've only tried a handful of things from Revlon. It's not a brand that I try a ton of stuff from, but I was very intrigued by this. So the bottle is pretty standard, has a clear top, but it does have a pump, which is nice. I have the shade 117 Light Beige. And I've been trying so many different drugstore foundations. The last few that I've tried, I haven't been crazy about. So I'm curious to try this one. So it's a little bit runny, but not super, super runny. And I think, let me look at the back. It says medium coverage, makeup and skincare in one, natural finish, reduces the appearance of wrinkles over time, and deeply hydrates the skin. So it's making a lot of claims, so we'll try it out. I'm gonna use a Smashbox brush. This is the blurring foundation brush, and it's clean, so no other foundation. Ooh. So I think this color is actually good for me, which is saying a lot because, again, I had to order it and I couldn't find any swatches of this foundation online anywhere, I guess because it's so new. I literally just had to guess. Okay, yeah, I think this is like a very good shade match. Okay, I have a little bit left on the back of my hand, not very much at all, but I'm just gonna add a little bit to my cheek area. I might pump out a little bit more. I think I used a little bit less than 1 pump. But yeah, this shade match is like spot on. Okay, you guys, I don't want to jinx it because we just started the video, but holy crap, this looks so pretty. Oh my gosh, I'm getting really excited. Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit more, like half a pump, and just add a little bit and see how buildable it is. But okay, this looks so pretty. It's still very thin and lightweight, like that L'Oreal foundation that we tried. If you saw my full face of L'Oreal that went up a few days ago, this is lightweight, but not quite as thin as that one. And I feel like that's key with how it lays on your skin, because my main thing with the L'Oreal foundation was it kind of looked like it was just settling in places, like anywhere where I have the least bit of like a fine line or any little bit of texture, it was just kind of sitting there. And I feel like it's because it was such a thin consistency. Okay, and this has some glow to it, but it's not extremely glowy. So I would agree it is a natural finish. So here it is. Like I said, I don't want to say too much too early in the video, but you guys, this is very, very pretty. It has a glow, but it's more of like a lit from within kind of glow, not like a super Tin Man kind of glow. Honestly, what it's reminding me of is the Makeup by Mario foundation with just a little bit less pearlescence to, or not pearlescence, but just not quite as luminous as that, like a subtle luminous. But overall, it is reminding me of that. It looks really good over that primer. It looks very smooth and just really natural. I do think you have to use quite a bit of product to build up coverage if you need a bit more. Like when I built it up right here, I had to build up quite a bit to get a little more coverage here. So I would say, as of right now, I would say it's on a very, very light medium coverage scale. One other thing I wanted to mention, the only negative thing about this is it is pricey. I think on Ulta it retailed for either $16.99 or $17.99. I'll have to put the price up on the screen when I go back and look, but that's the only thing. It is definitely on the pricey side. However, the L'Oreal foundation, the True Match that I tried in my last video, I think was $14.99. And they typically do like a deal on Ulta where you can save $3.50 if you spend $15. There's usually like coupon on the app, so you could really get it for about the same price as the L'Oreal if you used a coupon. But that's the only thing I did want to point out about that. But fingers crossed. You guys, I have high hopes for this. I do have a new concealer. I wasn't planning to buy this one, but you know, when you go into Ulta and you see new products in person, that's when I really get in trouble, when I can like physically see things. So I decided to try the Revolution IRL Filter Finish Soft Matte Concealer. So this, I've tried a bunch of concealers from Makeup Forever before. I've tried, my gosh, I keep saying Makeup Forever, Makeup Revolution. I've tried the Conceal and Define concealer many times. I've tried both versions, the hydrating version and the original version. Those were okay. They were never like an absolute favorite for me, but I'm curious to try this. I have the shade C5, and again, I had to guess. So it looks like this. Actually looks like it should be a pretty good match. There were no testers of this when I bought it, so I just had to guess once again. They did have some swatches online of this one, but sometimes those swatches are helpful, sometimes they're not. It just kind of depends. So we're gonna try this out. Ooh, actually, I think this color is gonna be good. Okay, we'll do one eye at a time. Again, I'm using a clean brush. This is the F03 from Sigma, and I'm just gonna start tapping this in. I think just from looking at this, the color should be good. I'm also interested because it says it's a soft matte finish, so that really intrigues me because I'm not a big fan of like a super matte concealer, but soft matte I can get on board with. So there is one eye with the concealer. Okay, from a distance, it looks good. Okay, it looks pretty good, not gonna lie. I like it. Let's do the other eye. We'll leave it and see if it kind of sets down. Right now, it doesn't look matte, but it's not dewy. I would say it's more like just a natural skin finish initially, but let's do the other eye. It does have a kind of a paint-like smell, which is not the best, but that's pretty common, I find, with a lot of drugstore concealers. I want to say this is the only new drugstore concealer that I've seen so far as like new launches. Let me know if there's another one that you've seen, but I haven't seen too many concealer launches. It seems like most of them are foundations. Also, my e.l.f. correctors, you guys, they're still not here. My order has not shipped. I sent e.l.f. an email with like my order number and everything, asking them to check on it because I have a feeling it got lost or something, because it definitely should have shipped by now, and I'm so sad because I'm dying to get my hands on those correctors and it's lost. So as soon as I get them, as soon as I find them, a video on that will be coming as well. It looks pretty good under my eyes. I'm gonna take a sponge that's damp and just kind of lightly pat over it just to make sure I get off any excess. Okay, so I do feel like the side that we did first does look like it has kind of set down to a matte finish, and I would agree, it looks like a pretty soft matte. Like it's set but not like a dry, cakey looking concealer. There's definitely a difference, but it looks pretty good so far. Okay. Okay, I don't have a new bronzer, so I'm gonna use this Wonder Stick from NYX. I've had this for a little while. I have shade Light Medium. I'm gonna take it on a brush. Sometimes I draw this on, but today I don't really feel like doing that. I kind of want to just blend it in with a brush. I actually really like the Wonder Stick formula. I feel like it's a really good one from the drugstore, and I really like this light medium shade for me. Okay, I do have a new shade of the e.l.f. Luminous Putty blushes. This is the shade I wanted originally when I bought these, and this one was out of stock, but it's the shade Maui. It's just a really light pink. That's exactly the kind of color I like, so that is it there. And I'm gonna use this Real Techniques tapered cheek brush. Yep, this is the color I wanted. And now I see why. It is so up my alley. I do have a new powder to try. This is the new Milani Conceal and Perfect Blur Out Loose Powder. And this one, as far as I know, only comes in one shade. It's the translucent color. So let's, okay. So it opens up like this, and then it has like that netting that seems to be popular, kind of like the House Labs powder that I love. Okay, this brush is clean. It's really the only one over here, so I'm just gonna use it. It's a Charlotte Tilbury brush. But okay, so you press in and the powder comes out in this little filter. I'm trying to get up close so we can see. Oh. So that absolutely did blur this side. Do you see the difference? So this side does not have the powder and this side does. Wow, that really blurred that area. Okay, let's do the other side. Okay, one thing I am kind of noticing, and it's just slight, like it's not super noticeable, but I feel like I can see like the color of this powder on my face. I don't know if it will translate on camera, but like the blurability 10 out of 10, it definitely did blur right here, but I feel like I can almost see the color of the powder, like it's not fully translucent. I'm curious to see how this looks when I watch this footage back, but let's keep going. I'm just gonna take some on my forehead, but they're not lying when they say it blurs, like it really does. Yeah, I just feel like I can see the color a little bit, but it may just be me, I don't know. Yeah, it absolutely blurred, 100%. I just feel like it added a little bit of color, but it does what it says. Okay, I think they need to come out with more shades in this though. I feel like if this is translucent, if you are more fair than me, I don't think you're gonna be able to use this. So yeah, they need to come out with more shades, but I'm thinking this formula is very good. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and fill in my brows. I'm not even gonna include that in the video. I'm just gonna do that off camera and then I will be back and I have a few more products to try with you. I filled in my brows and I did want to quickly say that the brow gel we tried, the Milani one, it did keep my brows in place. Like they really had not moved when I filled them in, but you can still brush through your brows, which I honestly prefer that. I don't love a product that kind of makes them crunchy so you can't even move any of the brow hairs. So far so good with that, but I did get a few eye products. These are not new. These are just new to me. Actually, I've tried both of these things, but just not these colors. So I have another shade in the e.l.f. No Budge Shadow Stick in Thrift Shop, which is just kind of a light warm brown. I have one of these in Cool Beans that I love. And then I also got one of these Revlon Color Stay Cream Shadows. This one is in the shade Caramel. I have this already, but mine is in the shade Praline. And I saw Lisa J using this and I was very, very influenced to get it. So that is Caramel. Ooh, that's pretty. These two look like they're gonna be really nice paired together. So I'm gonna start with the e.l.f. shadow crayon and I'm gonna put a little bit of this in the outer corner and just kind of feather it up into the crease, but I'm not doing it really, really precisely because I'm gonna go in and blend it. I'm just gonna take a fluffy shadow brush and just lightly kind of blend this out. And I'm kind of focusing it on the outer corner and then feathering it up into the brow, or not into the brows, but into the crease. And I did apply a little bit of Milani eye primer as well. Yeah, that's a really pretty color. It's almost, I thought it was more of like a warm brown, but it's almost more of like a taupey color. Okay, now we're gonna go into the Revlon eyeshadow and I'm just gonna apply this, I think, on my lid, just kind of everywhere where I didn't apply the e.l.f. shadow stick. And I'm gonna use the little brush that comes with these Revlon shadows. And I'm just gonna apply this. Oh yes, that is so pretty. Just gonna kind of tap it a little bit with my finger. But yeah, that color is so pretty. This one is a little more gold. The one that I have, which is Praline, is a little bit more, it's not silver, but it has a little bit more of like a silver tone to it. This one is more golden, which I honestly kind of prefer. So I'm just using my finger on this side. So it looks like this gives you a little bit more of a sheer application if you use your finger. I'm gonna add a little bit more to this eye with the brush. I'm just gonna use that same fluffy brush we used with the e.l.f. color and just go around and blend just a little bit. Okay, now I'm gonna go into this, yes, another winged liner. I am just on a mission to try them all at this point. This one is the NYX Epic Ink Liner in the shade Brown. And we're gonna try this one today. So it looks like this. It looks like the NYX Lift and Snatch brow pen. Okay, so I like the tip, looks pretty small. That's it there. I like the color. It does not feel dry at all. So fingers crossed, this one is good. Probably not gonna talk much during this. that one was very, very easy to use. Very user-friendly, I would say. It did not get dry on me, so I'm excited about that. I am going to take a little bit of this Revlon cream shadow, and I'm going to use just a small little BK Beauty brush, and I'm going to put this on my bottom lash line really lightly. Now, I know a lot of you have asked me to try this product, so we're gonna try this from Milani. This is the what is this called? The highly rated lash extensions tubing mascara. So a lot of people are saying this was made to be a dupe for the Thrive Cosmetics mascara. I have tried that mascara years ago, back I think the first year I was on YouTube. I tried that mascara. I liked it. It wasn't like holy grail status for me or anything, but I did like it. I'm gonna curl up my lashes first. So let's see what the wand looks like. Okay, yeah, the wand definitely looks exactly like the Thrive mascara. So it's kind of a tapered wand. It's a little bit smaller towards the top, and then it gets a little bit bigger at the bottom. So let's try it. And this is the color Black, which I wish they made it in brown. I think they actually do make the Thrive mascara in brown now. So definitely a ton of length for sure. A little bit clumpy though. So I'm gonna grab my lash separator from Tweezerman and try to separate my lashes just a little bit. I mean, it definitely did give length like right away. Okay, so yeah, that helped a little bit. But yeah, I mean, it was pretty immediate with the length, but a little bit clumpy. But it looks nice. So let's do the other eye. Honestly, I go through phases. Sometimes I think I don't like tubing mascaras, and then other times I do kind of like them. If you have trouble with your mascara smudging, I feel like it can be a really good thing to use. But to me, I don't love that you have to use water to take it off, because I always use a cleansing balm at night when I remove my makeup, and I feel like tubing mascaras don't want to come off with the cleansing balm, so then I have to go over my face again with more water. I don't know. I can't really decide how I feel about them. Again, very clumpy. So let me use my lash separator again. If you don't have a lash separator, do yourself a favor and get one, because they are a game changer. So it's definitely a very wet formula also, which I don't know. I don't always love. I feel like usually those formulas you have to let them kind of dry out a little bit. So yeah, I don't know about that, you guys. It is definitely pretty clumpy. And I didn't even notice this until just now. But do you see that mascara totally transferred to my eye? And it could definitely be that my lashes are so long right now that they do kind of hit my eyes if they're really curled, and I did curl them, so that could be why. I feel like it transferred a little bit over here too, but not as much as this eye. So, I don't know. Let me let it dry for a minute, and then I'll try to flake it off. Okay, I waited like 5 minutes for that to dry, and it kind of came off, but it's still there. It is not wanting to budge. So I don't know about this, you guys. I feel like it should not be that difficult to take off. And even if it did do that because my lashes are so long right now, I don't know. I'm not a fan. Not a fan of that. So yeah, don't know about that. But let's move on to the lips. I have one new lipstick from e.l.f. This is the O Face Satin Lipstick. And this is the shade Dirty Talk. This looks just like a NARS lipstick. So I'm curious to see how the formula compares. Ooh, this color is really pretty though. Ooh, yes. That is so pretty. It feels, it's very opaque, it has a lot of color. But let's use a little bit of lip liner. I'm just gonna do a little bit of NYX Nude Truffle. All right, now let's apply a little bit of this lipstick from e.l.f. Ooh, yeah, that color is so pretty. It kind of reminds me of Pillow Talk from Charlotte Tilbury. It's matte, but it feels like more of a hydrating matte, like almost a satin finish. Ooh, yeah, okay, that I kind of like from e.l.f. Very good. All right, so that is gonna be it for this video. I wanna go over everything that we tried as I normally do. First of all, the primer. We'll see how this makeup wears. Obviously, I've never tried the foundation. I've never tried the primer, but the foundation lays beautifully over this Wet n Wild primer, and I liked how it felt when I put it on. So far so good on this. In terms of this corrector, this was not brand new to me, but I haven't really talked about it a whole lot on my channel. This is pretty good. It's not super full coverage. I would say it's definitely more of a medium coverage, but today it didn't do bad under my eyes. So this is pretty good, not like holy grail status, but this, you guys, this, I'm just gonna go ahead and say, I think this might be a dupe for the Makeup by Mario foundation. Honestly, that is what the finish of this reminds me of, but it's just not quite as glowy and it doesn't have as much coverage as the Makeup by Mario, but it looks beautiful on the skin. Really, really beautiful. I'm excited to play around with this more. The concealer. Okay, the concealer I'm not unhappy with, but I'm not like blown away by it. I do think it definitely did set down to more of a matte finish. I like it. I don't love it. I think it's fine, but nothing really exciting. I do like this better than the L'Oreal Infallible that I tried yesterday. But yeah, this is not something I'm super excited about, but not bad. The bronzer we used was the Wonder Stick. That's not new. The e.l.f. blush is beautiful in Maui. I had used it before, but absolutely love this color. The Milani brow wax. Okay, so far my brows have not moved. They feel pretty set down, but they're not like stuck to my face, if that makes sense. Like I said earlier, you can still kind of brush through them. So I'll have to wait and see if my brows hold all day long, but so far so good on that. The eyeshadow, okay, I really like these two. So these are definite wins. I knew I already liked those. The mascara, you guys, I'm gonna have to say, I don't really like it. I have been trying and trying for a few minutes to get this off of my eyes and it will not come off. And this eye in particular, like even with my lash separator, it is just very clumpy, giving me like the spider lash look, which is not what I like. I like something a little more separating. So I would say that's a pass for me. If you like the Thrive mascara, I do think it's similar to that. So if you like that and you want a more affordable option, you might really like that. But it's been a long time since I've had that much mascara transfer on my eye and then it won't even come off. So the powder. You guys, I feel like they were on the verge of something really good with this powder because it blurred. Like I cannot see any pores in this area. It totally smoothed them over. I just feel like the color is off slightly. I think it adds a little bit too much color to my face. I would not call it translucent. So I wish they would come out with more shades because I feel like that has real potential. But the color is off. Ugh, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of that. And okay, the lip combo, this lipstick, 10 out of 10. Love the color. It feels very comfortable on my lips. Tons of color payoff. I love it. Now I want to get some more colors in it. So I think that is everything. I hope you enjoyed the video. I will list and have everything linked below for you as always. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already and follow me over on Instagram at simply.blair and TikTok simply.blair1. And I will see you next time. Remember, simply be you. Bye.